light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing, light 'em up in the ring, light 'em up, shoot, shine, do your thing, light 'em up, go dumb, go stupid, yeah, we undefeated, sucker free, we got the seats heated, let's face it, you bout to get a beat down, less talking, let's take it to the streets now, ain't gonna be no rematch, why you wanna fight, touchdown on sight, yeah, turn off the light, turn off the light, let's get it poppin', go dumb. When you see me moving, bodies dropping. Move some. I'm about to go sick. Call Earl. I'm turning up like E40, not your average girl. I'm turning up. We can rock like Rocky. Make you tap it. Ghost ride the whip. Look at my drip. This ain't a copy. We got a night if you wanna throw hands. When they see me fight, they wanna throw bands. Go dumb, go stupid. Yeah, we undefeated. Sucker free, we got the seats heated. Light 'em up in the ring. Light 'em up. Shoot, shine, do your thing. Light 'em up. Light 'em up in the ring. Light 'em up. Shoot, shine, do your thing. Light 'em up.
It's time for the main event. It's the Shoe Shine.
¿Qué onda, vatos locos? Damas y caballeros, it's your boy Dave in the 702 coming back at you for a special Tuesday night edition of the Shoe Shine. All right, guys. Usually, you know the drill. I say joining me all the way from the city of brotherly love, but Philly Irish Drew Evo, no sabo. ¿Dónde está? No sabo. Missing in action. I don't know, Drew, if you're out there, if you know, guys, if for those that don't know, Drew, yeah, like his name, Philly Irish, he lives in Philadelphia, so he comes on at 11 p.m., so I do got to let him slide every once in a while. He does work hard for the city of Philly, so maybe he just fell asleep. Good to see everybody in the chat. Shout out to 702 Man Cave. Shout out to your Dodgers. Yeah, I'll get to that. Big news. Back-to-back World Series wins. Shout out to Big Spooky and that SS Spider. I appreciate you guys being in here. Just a day or two after, as you can see, right below me, you can see it was Dias de los Muertos. And the sports world, specifically for a lot of Bay Area, we're talking World Series. So when we're talking baseball, we got to talk about my favorite team, the San Francisco Giants, who have 8 total World Series wins. And now the LA Dodgers have surpassed them. But when you think about the Giants, you think about that one player who has not yet been inducted into the Hall of Fame, guys. You also think about one of the greatest eras in baseball, known as the steroid baseball era. You know, you had the Bash brothers out here in Oakland. We had Jose Canseco, Mark McGwire, that I had a privilege to grow up watching as a Little League baseball player myself, watching them in the Bay Area. And, of course, watching Barry Bonds make history. To many people, tainted history, right? Well, Barry Bonds is now officially eligible for the Hall of Fame, Baseball Hall of Fame, to be inducted as of yesterday. And that comes after news that somebody who is very, very well known to many Bay Area sports fans and to boxing fans, a very controversial figure, someone that I never got a chance to meet, but strangely enough, I used to go next door to his business all the time, guys. When I worked in the Bay Area, I had a client customer that was literally next door to, and I want to talk about it, rest in peace to the great Victor Conti. Victor Conti just recently, guys, I got to change my pictures a little bit because I was anticipating Drew being here. But over the weekend, Victor Conti, who helped many athletes, great boxing eras, a documentary was made about him. You can watch that on Netflix. It's still up. But he changed his life around after being known internationally as the premier dealer of steroids for elite athletes. Now, he was never convicted or tied. Barry Bonds, he was Barry Bonds was not convicted criminally of taking steroids, or he was never even caught by the Major League Baseball. But nonetheless, Barry Bonds has been stigmatized by that association to Victor Conti, and therefore he's not been eligible to be, or he has not been even considered by the Major League Baseball writers to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And sadly, we lost Victor Conti this weekend. Very controversial figure. Split down the middle. People are split down the middle on whether or not he actually reformed his life or if he was helping through the back door, per se. Fighters, great fighters. Devin Haney, 2-division champion. Terrence Crawford, who just beat Canelo Alvarez. It was reported that Victor Conti was ecstatic bedside from San Carlos, California, as he was fighting pancreatic cancer for nearly a year. Shout out to Ryan. Good to see you, man. He's on a work call, but says he'll be tuning in. I appreciate that very much, guys. I'm going to have the results of this winner's of this week's football picks. I got that. But Victor Conti, rest in peace. This summer, some of you guys that don't know, some people think out there I'm pretty young, but I'm not as young as I appear, guys. I had a horrible health scare this summer. And I was following a lot of famous athletes including Deion Sanders, who he actually had bladder cancer, and they thought I had bladder cancer this summer. In fact, I had a surgeon give me a pamphlet on bladder cancer, schedule me for the biopsy surgery, and I thank everyone that prayed for me. Like Deion Sanders, Deion Sanders had bladder cancer, guys. And at the same time, I'm finding out that Victor Conti over the summer was battling pancreatic cancer. And a lot of people who don't know, but pancreatic cancer, if you do know anyone with it, it's one of the toughest cancers to battle. It's almost impossible to beat. Good to see you, Jose El Compita. I appreciate you being in here. Shout out to Sarah at Urban NV and everybody over there. Las Vegas, if you're interested, is absolutely beautiful this time of year, guys. I can't believe it's November and it was still 80 degrees. 80 degrees. So shout out to everybody who's here for the SEMA Auto Car Show. Shout out to everybody out there. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, guys. If you like the content, we do boxing and sports channels. Today, we're going to be talking about, obviously, you saw the thumbnail. The Circus Act appears to have been finally canceled. Has the public, have boxing fans finally revolted enough? The last week, I brought it up, guys. This is the main story today. I'm not going to bury the lead because I am solo. But I brought it up last week that it was potential after we had learned that Gervonta Tank Davis was not arrested for it, guys. This was not a criminal charge, but in a civil lawsuit by his now ex-girlfriend, a cocktail waitress at a strip club in the Miami area, was accusing him in a civil lawsuit of battery, some pretty severe battery. And this week, MVP Promotions, Jake Paul, and Netflix had a very serious decision to make, with the fight just being 2 weeks away. Would they actually go ahead and go forward with this free Netflix fight to everybody? Now, Jake Paul did incredible numbers with Mike Tyson earlier in the year. He did incredible numbers, record-breaking numbers on Netflix. And people, I think they expected, Gervonta Tank Davis. Some people argue he's the face of boxing. Some people will say it's Canelo. I for one, thought it was Canelo. But you would think that the numbers would be incredible. And to be honest, the ticket sales for the fight in Miami were doing absolutely awful. Very little interest in people flying to Miami to see this event. Now, usually you'll see, mega influencers, Instagram stars, and blah, blah, this, and semi-celebrities. They're not paying for the fight. They're not paying to go to this event. They get invited. There's a long, long list of celebrities and influencers that get invited to attend these events for free. So that being said, Jake had a very serious decision to make. Do I go ahead with this circus fight? 200-pound Jake Paul versus, at best, he won a 140-pound secondary title when he beat Mario Barrios at 140 pounds, which was a good win for him. But 140 pounds, Gervonta Tank Davis versus a 200-pound cruiserweight. Just a circus. Nobody wanted to sanction this fight as a legitimate fight. It was not going to be a legitimate fight. It was going to be an exhibition. Very little interest. So they went ahead and pulled the plug officially yesterday. Shout out to everybody. Compita says, no circus act. I wish Jake would have called me. I'll take the fight. And indeed, let me talk about that briefly, guys, because there is a whole slew of fighters that came out that were very excited at potentially the opportunity to face Jake Paul at last minute. One of them being a Las Vegas local. Let me see if I can put a little bit of his clip up here. Romero, who's reportedly back in Vegas and training. Let's hear what he had to say, because it looks like he's in Chinatown. Let's see. So it looks like Rolly was in Chinatown. Incidentally, that's where TMT is, calling out Jake Paul. Hey, pick me. Pick me. As Jose El Copita says. Pick me, right? Not only him, and by the way, Rolly Romero did win a secondary title, was the 140-pound champion. Now the welterweight champion, WBA welterweight champion. Says he'll be ready in a week. He's been training. Rumor is a lot of people have been circulating the rumor that they are trying to negotiate a title fight with Manny Pacquiao for sometime early in 2026. So he's back in Las Vegas training. Hopefully he can get that mega fight. But why not entertain? Why not entertain a glorified sparring match with Jake Paul for the money? Right? It is what it is. It's business at this point. Also, who jumped at the opportunity was Edgar Berlanga. Edgar Berlanga here training. Let's see what he had to say. He also called him out. Berlanga, who just got knocked out by Shiraz.
Here. Hey, Jake. Pick up the phone, champ. I've been calling you. Pick up. Let's make the fight happen. Pick up the fucking phone, man. Stop playing.
I think I like this approach a little bit better with that song in the background. I'm your daddy, I'm your mama, I'm that pusher in the alley. Yeah, also Edgar Berlanga said, send the contract. He's ready to jump. Now, people that did get offered a contract, Nate Diaz said he was ready to go. Shout out to Nate Diaz, Stockton's finest, Apparently, Netflix said, nah, we've already seen that. We're not interested. We're not going to pay for that one. And Francis Ngannou, former MMA champion, he made a statement. I don't know where I have that clip, guys, but Francis Ngannou was insulted financially by the offer. He said it was trash. So right now, basically, the fight is in limbo. They're hoping to reschedule it for sometime December. And so we still got plenty of good boxing this month in November. I'm excited about that. There's some pretty good fights coming up. In fact, this weekend is the return of Golden Boys star Vergil Ortiz Jr. fighting Erickson Lubin in Texas. And I'm nervous to say this, and it's very concerning, guys, because this prior month, October 25th, just 2 weeks ago in Las Vegas, we were supposed to have PBC's Fundora versus Thurman. That fight was abruptly canceled when they said that Fundora, the champion, had sustained some type of hand injuries, and Thurman, he wasn't buying it. Now, I was circulating on social media how ticket sales were going for the Thurman versus Fundora fight PBC was putting on. And the ticket sales for MGM Grand, guys, it holds 13,000 people if you haven't been to the MGM Grand for a concert or a fight. About 13,000 seats, full capacity. We're doing really, really bad. Reportedly, less than 5,000 seats have been sold. I personally have been to a fight that only had 4,000 people at the MGM Grand, and it was Keith Thurman. It was a fight in December, maybe 15 years ago when he was still called One Time Thurman. 4,000 people was all it had. In a venue that holds 13,000, it looks absolutely pathetic. Are we going back? To me, that was a better era in boxing, guys. But for a mega fight with just a week out that Thurman and Fundora had sold less than 5,000 people, it makes you speculate as a boxing fan. Did they postpone the fight? Was this actually not a genuine injury? And was it simply put off? Was the fight just put off because of poor ticket sales? Listen, we don't really know if they really wanted to go forward with the Tank Davis fight or what, but it was also not selling well. And if you listen to some pretty big influencers in the space of boxing right now, everybody's talking about poor ticket sales. Luckily for Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford, that's the last mega fight that actually did very well. These smaller fights, and I'm talking about, again, Vergil Ortiz. Let me show you guys. Vince702 says Edgar Berlanga is a bum. He did just recently get knocked out to Shiraz. And there is some really interesting news, guys. One of the best shorts I have on my channel is Armando Resendez beating Caleb Plant. I was there for that fight, and we had an absolutely great time. Shout out to Fonzie. I think Fonzie just texted me right now. Shout out to Fonzie. I don't know if you know him live, but we were at that fight. Armando Resendez And Edgar Berlanga, who's a promotional free agent, is being talked about on the table as his next comeback fight. Edgar Berlanga, it appears to be in training already for that. So whether or not he gets the call to fight Jake Paul in an exhibition, a glorified sparring, it looks like he will be actually fighting Armando Resendiz early in next year. I hope so. I like that fight. I like that fight a lot. Where was I? I'm talking about poor ticket sales, guys. Let me just show you, because I believe I've got a picture of... here we are, Berlanga and Resendiz 16-2. I saw him do the unthinkable and beat Caleb Plant. That's on my channel, guys. If you look up that short, it did extremely well. Armando Resendiz is pretty small. He's pretty small, but he did handle Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant, former champion. I like the fight. Edgar Berlanga is going to have to really prove himself in this one. If he can't get past Armando Resendiz, I don't know. Let's quickly look at the statement from MVP. Most Valuable Promotions and Netflix have announced that Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, originally scheduled for Friday, November 14 at the Kaseya Center in Miami, Florida, will no longer be moving forward. Quote, "Our team has worked closely with all parties to navigate this situation responsibly," said Nakisa Bidarian, CEO of Most Valuable Promotions. "While we will not be moving forward with this event, our plan still remains for Jake Paul to headline an event on Netflix in 2025. Details regarding a new date, location, Jake's opponent, and additional bouts will be shared as soon as they are finalized. We thank Netflix, the Kaseya Center, and the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel Casino for their partnership." Speaking of Hard Rock, yo, have you guys seen the pictures circulating? The Hard Rock Casino, which was one of my favorite casinos in Las Vegas in its heydays, late 90s, early 2000s. The new guitar, the new version of it, which is where the old Mirage used to be, is so freaking humongous, guys. I don't think that people... Did the casino industry know how huge it was? Just the bottom portion has already started to have been, they've created the bottom portion of the guitar, and it already looks taller than the Mirage Towers. So I have no idea how they got it approved. This thing is going to be massive. It's going to be massive. It's going to be huge. Lots of boxing news, lots of football talk I wanted to get to too. I have not heard anything from Drew. And again, I wanted to formally look. This is very difficult for me as a San Francisco Giants fan to congratulate. And technically, I'm committing treason by even congratulating the Los Angeles Dodgers. But they built the ultimate team, and this is something that sometimes it takes a decade to accomplish in drafting and trading and acquiring players. And baseball now is a whole different game than it was in the steroid era. It's a truly an international game now, where some of the best players in the world are coming from Dominican Republic and, of course, Japan. And I actually thought this was really funny. Mario Lopez, shout out to Mario Lopez and Steve Kim, who do their podcast. You guys know Mario Lopez, good friend of Oscar De La Hoya. Maybe he'll be out there well, he tweeted this, and this one cracked me up, guys. The Dodgers fan base and the Dodgers players. And this one cracked me up because it's not just baseball, guys. There's a lot of the biggest boxing stars in the world right now, obviously, are stars like the Monster Inoue. And unlike in America where, they don't look like K-pop, our boxers don't look like K-pop singers. In Japan, that whole metrosexual thing, I'm not saying Otani looks anything like those guys, but let's look at that picture again. You got to admit, that's pretty funny. Mario Lopez, a Dodgers fan, posted that. I think that's pretty good. That is pretty funny. Again, the Dodgers now back-to-back champs in great positions to win that World Series again. I don't think it goes without controversy, guys. Put it in the comments section. Let me know what you guys think. I thought Game 6, to me, it's not without controversy. But again, when you talk about World Series, this one was riveting. 2 overtime, 2 extra innings games, finished with extra innings, decided by a single run. And I told Vince, if you guys didn't catch our podcast we did at his studios, I said, hey, I got no skin in the game. I just want to see a great World Series. And that it was. That being said, There is a person who's a pretty big TikToker, I suppose, much bigger than me. I've never gotten 7,443 likes, but does this guy actually exist? I call cap on this, but apparently no, he's real. And this is something that is what I would call an anomaly, because I don't know how you create this guy. I don't know how you become this guy. Because we wouldn't say, I mean, people up here would not be this confused. So I'm imagining this TikTok star is I read report at least from south of Bakersfield, but he exists. He's created this thing himself here. Yeah, he's a hardcore Doyers fan and somehow reps the Bay at the same time because he loves the 49ers. Confused? I don't know. But I would call him the Lone Ranger on this one. Something you just don't see, guys. We have a long history, bitter rivalry with the Dodgers fans, guys, and it goes back many years. Like I said, neck and neck in terms of World Series wins, but now they add just 9 total World Series wins to San Francisco Giants 8, and San Francisco Giants had their dynasty era. It was a fantastic time. 2009, coming out of the Great Recession in the Bay Area. We had that Great Recession, and to win 3 World Series in that that decade. I mean, we had our dynasty era. This is, without doubt, without controversy, this is the Dodgers dynasty era, and a salute to them for building an amazing team, guys. All right, I do have some boxing news, and I wanted to talk briefly about some football picks, guys. On Thursdays, we do our football picks after Thursday Night Football, and I got some I want to get off my chest regarding sports streaming. But this week, shout out to me. I had 9 total wins. Shout out to Darius in the chat. I think I saw Darius in here. Shout out to Crypto. Ryan got 8 wins. But me, Darius, and Man Cave are the winners this week with 9 total wins. Drew came in with 7 wins. And shout out to Paul. Paul's not in the chat tonight, but he came in with 5, the upset king. He actually got some of those upsets. I love when Paul picks the upsets nobody would ever pick. Like this weekend, he picked the Colts losing. The Colts losing, I would never. But he did. But again, that strategy only yielded him 5 wins this week. But shout out to you guys. Today, I want to talk quickly about sports streaming before I move on to my prediction for this weekend's big fight in Texas. Well, I'm talking about Vergil Ortiz, Golden Boy Boxing. But let's talk about what's going on, period, in the sports streaming world, guys, because it's really effing up a lot of stuff. And I'm not just talking about boxing. I'm talking about football. And I talked to you guys about my woes. I said I admittedly have a streaming device that lets me watch every football game, right? I admitted to it. I got one of those devices, and I loved it, and it stopped working, and I went crazy. So I signed up for YouTube Football Pass. $80. Signed up for that, right? Only to find out that my game, the 49ers game, the day that I signed up for that, was blacked out. Well, I thought, shit, the way I had read it was that YouTube NFL package, I get to watch every game. Maybe I missed a small print where it said some games are blacked out. But what's going on, unfortunately, is that ESPN, which also has an app, which I also still pay for and haven't cut it off after they ended their affiliation with Top Rank Boxing. I have yet to cancel it. I'm going to cancel it. It is on my to-do list to hurry up and cancel ESPN. But ESPN, ABC, all associated with Disney, they have decided to stop working with YouTube and YouTube, whatever. They're in a bitter, embattled, battle to keep them on the YouTube platform, and they weren't able to resolve it. And because of that, for the first time in ages, Monday Night Football yesterday, shout out to 702 Man Cave's Dallas Cowboys team, millions of people did not get to watch it. People don't even know how to watch football games anymore. The NFL is a complete disaster as far as allowing fans to watch games. Some games are on over-the-air antenna, regular television. Who has one of those? I don't even have a freaking over-the-air antenna. Okay? Some games are on ESPN. Some games are on Amazon Prime. Some games you got to buy the NFL package on YouTube. It's retarded. Excuse me. It's completely stupid that you have to spend in excess of $200 to $300 to watch every football game if that's what you desire. And I'm talking about $200 to $300, up to $200 to $300 in streaming and cable bills to watch the NFL. And it's not just happening to football, because it's happening to this channel. I built my channel as a tribute to the sport of boxing. And now, not only did YouTube lose ESPN and ABC, you guys see here the call, get our networks back. You know, can't watch Monday Night Football. Millions of people didn't get to watch Monday Night Football yesterday. But now also it's happening in boxing, where the biggest promoters, American promoters, Top Rank, PBC's on Amazon Prime. You got to have a Prime membership to watch them. And they haven't been putting up the type of content. They just canceled one. They've got a great fight in December. But not only do you need to have Amazon Prime to watch this great card. I think this is a great card. Shout out to Jesus Ramos Jr. is going to be on that card. This is the rescheduled. Some of these fighters are the rescheduled fighters. Some of these are new fights. Jesus was supposed to fight October 25th against Shane Mosley Jr. But not only do you need that PBC Prime membership, you're going to have to pay for it too, because this is a pay-per-view. And this is exactly why so many thousands and thousands do. I can't say we even have millions of boxing fans in the US anymore. It doesn't feel like it at all. But, including Steve Kim, esteemed writer, he wrote an article about DAZN. What DAZN has done, what they've done essentially is put up a double paywall themselves. If you want to watch a great fight, what did I do with my stuff, man? I had a picture of it, the costs. Take a look at this, guys. Counting the cost. Not only is your DAZN membership over $225 a year, you got to pay $59.99 to watch Parker versus Wardley. That fight was 2 weekends ago. Eubank versus Ben is coming up. I'm excited for that fight. I think that's going to be, the first one was fantastic. You have to pay $59.99 for that. You got to pay $59.99 to watch Benavidez versus Yard. That is a stacked card. And you're also going to have to pay $59.99. Oh, you say, it's only $59.99. The DAZN subscription is $225 a year. Just for this fall, that brings your total up to $464.95 to be a boxing fan. Which is why the numbers on this channel are so bad, and I need to change the title of my show. I need to change the channel name, because boxing fans in the US and internationally are starting to dwindle. Maybe not so bad in Europe, in the UK, but I'm hearing people in the UK, good friend of the show, Hamed. Shout out to Hamed on Twitter, boxing Twitter, Hamed. He's on top of everything, man. UK fans are sick and tired of even what's going on with them and with DAZN. Watch. And most of these fights are UK fights. Most of these are Matchroom or Frank Warren fights. And it's hard enough that American fans can't keep up with what's going on with American boxing, let alone be into UK boxing. But this is the seating chart for this weekend's fight, Ortiz versus Lubin, guys. The blue is sold. Everything else is unsold. That whole ringside section. Nobody could afford that. Nobody could afford this ringside section. It's blank, guys. You might as well start. You might as well call me. Shit, maybe I'll fly out there for this. Nah, I wouldn't. It's too late. But still, I mean, at this point, you're going to have to comp these seats or give them out through radio stations or something. You just need to get bodies in here, because this isn't good. Unfortunately, Floyd Schofield didn't help the situation. He had to pull out. He was going to be the co-main event. It is what it is, guys. Press conference this week. Yeah, Jose says, I can't wait for the Benavidez fight. Okay, Conor Ben and the Benavidez fight. That is a great card. From Saudi Arabia. But this week, hey, Vergil Ortiz, probably the best fighter I believe that Oscar De La Hoya has on his roster. And unfortunately, he's not won a world title yet. He's fighting Lubin. Lubin's the kind of guy that, well, I'm expecting Vergil Ortiz to have to stop him. He's a very durable guy. Lubin has fought Fundora. He actually eked out a victory against Jesus Ramos Jr. on the undercard of a Canelo Alvarez fight in what, in my opinion, was Jesus Ramos Jr.'s biggest mistake in his entire career. This is a fight that I don't believe Jesus Ramos Jr. lost. I believe he took his foot off the gas. He was maybe given the wrong instructions, or maybe giving a wrong interpretation of how his corner felt the fight card was being judged, because he took his foot off the gas. And because of that, he ended up getting a loss by the judges. Drew, guys. Yo, what's up, Drew? Good to see you, Drew. I was already talking about the Vergil Ortiz fight this weekend, but shit, while I got you on, let's pivot back to football, because the NFL trade deadline happened today, Drew. I'm disgusted with my San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers, they did nothing. They did nothing, Drew. Nada. You're giggling. Now I really feel like you say, oh, the 49ers, their Super Bowl window is closed. This fat cat saying it too, man. This fat cat saying they didn't make no trade, as bad as. And by the way, Drew, we lost Mikael Williams, our number 1 draft defensive player. Also busted his knee, a torn ACL. 3 stars on our defense, and not one trade today, man. But anyways, what were your thoughts of this week's NFL trade deadline? Big losers and winners.
I think the losers. I think the Dallas Cowboys are the losers.
Really?
Because I'm gonna be honest. 2 players does not fix this defense, and they gave up too much. They gave up too much for a D tackle.
Keenan Williams from the Jets, 6 or 7-time Pro Bowl.
They gave up a D tackle. I think they gave up a second, and I think they gave up one of their D tackles and everything. I thought they gave up too much.
All right.
Luke Wilson, middle linebacker from Cincinnati. It doesn't really. Their defense has not got what didn't really get better. The one defense might have got better, but their pass defense is still an issue. The secondary is still fucking terrible. And I just don't think that – I think they gave up too much for a defensive tackle. So I'm picking them as a loser. I'm picking the 49ers as the losers, because they didn't do shit.
They didn't do
nothing.
nothing.
All the injuries that they have, they decide not to do anything.
It just boggles my mind. Speaking of Las Vegas, I'm right here, Drew. Jacoby Myers from the Raiders traded away to the Jaguars, who they just played. They just played the Jaguars. That game came down to the wire. I watched that game. Sad for the Raiders to lose by 1 point this weekend. But he makes the trade. He's not going to be on the other side playing for the Jaguars. What do you think about the Jaguars picking up that wide receiver?
It doesn't really do much. Doesn't really make them that much better. And I think the defense is still not that good. You still got to depend on Trevor Lawrence and everything. I didn't think it made him that much better. But I think the winners of the deadline, I think, are the Jets and the Eagles. The Eagles patently got a young 26-year-old pass rusher, which he's good against the pass in the one. He's 6'7", contract year. But here's the thing about this. Even if you don't keep him, if he walks, you get a 4th-round pick back. But the 3rd-round pick is a late 3rd-round pick, so you didn't really give up much for him. But if he does good, you got the edge in contract negotiations, because his first 2 years he was hurt and everything. So, but Jalen Phillips, he's a huge upgrade. He's possibly the best pass rusher now on the team, and he's Hassan Reddick 2.0, but younger and taller and more athletic and better against the one. And Jair Alexander, we got a second corner now, former All-Pro. I think he need a new start. He's going to probably be better in this defense. They addressed the corner depth also. So now the Jets. The Jets, got all together 3 or 4 first-round picks at this deadline.
Mm-hmm.
They actually robbed the Indianapolis Colts. They gave up Sauce Gardner for 2 first-round picks and a wide receiver. Then they got to the Cowboys, which they gave up a first-round pick and a second-round pick and a D tackle. These guys now have at least 2 first-round picks in the next 3 drafts.
So you're calling the Jets a winner for that because they're going to be able to rebuild their team.
You got draft cap. You got very good draft cap. You can do so much with first-round picks. You can trade it to move up, but you're already tanking it. You already are going to get a top 5 pick as it is. There's a chance you may get the number 1 overall pick. But here's the thing. You may be able to fit that late pick, that first-round pick, wherever it, like Dallas or them finish, you may be able to pick and move up into the top 5 again to select another top player in the next 3 drafts. You just solidified yourself as you could possibly get 2 top 5 picks. Okay. Even Dallas. What happens if Dallas wins 7 games, let's say? They win 6 or 7 games, Dave. They're likely going to be they're probably going to be at 10. You had 10. How much more does it take for you to move up to number 5? You package the 10th pick, and you probably give them a second or third round pick. You move up the top. You move up in the top 5. So you only got 2 top 10 picks, you know. But here's the thing. You got 3 picks. You got 3 first-round picks next year now. The Colts pick. You can package the Colts pick and the Dallas pick and potentially move up to between 5 and 2. Like, you move up all that, and then you get the best players available. Let's say you wanted a quarterback. You draft your quarterback. You got the best quarterback available. And then after that, best player available in the draft. You draft best player. You get the best player available in the draft after that, after your quarterback. You can do that for the next 3 years. Or you can have everybody call you and ask, yo, what can I do to move up? What can I do to move up? And get more draft capital. That's like, if the Jets play this right, they can get themselves a lot of good players off of this. If they play it right and build right. I doubt, like, Jets need an offensive line.
Let's talk about the Jets then, because shout out to the narcissist Dash 56. He says boldly the Cowboys will never win the Super Bowl until Jerry Jones croak. By the way, I saw a picture of Jerry Jones giving the big finger to somebody this weekend, or was it yesterday? But speaking of the Jets, I think the most shocking surprise today was the announcement of Sauce Gardner, cornerback Sauce Gardner, to the 7-2 Indianapolis Colts. Drew, it caught everybody by surprise, including him. Sauce Gardner had signed a $120 million extension last year. And now, so I got to ask you, at 7-2, did the Colts make the right move? They're on the hook for a lot of that money.
No, they didn't make the right move. I thought they gave up too much for Sauce Gardner. Here's the thing. You gave up 2 first-round picks for a cornerback. I'm sorry. I would never give 2 first-round picks up for a cornerback. Doesn't matter how good he is or not, I would not give up 2 first-round picks for a corner. Maybe 1, but not 2.
Will he be impactful? Will he be impactful if the Colts go on a championship run to the Super Bowl?
It depends. He gets locked up for a lot of penalties. That's one of the downsides of Sauce Gardner. And I look at it like this. I thought the Jets made out and stole first-round picks today, and got out of and the other thing is about the Jets, they got out of that contract. They got out of the Sauce Gardner contract.
They freed themselves up. Yeah, they had some regret. Yeah, they definitely had some regrets going on there, Drew. New Orleans Saints. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt
Here's
that.
the thing, and this is why I told people, like, Dallas made these moves. You could have. Why didn't you just keep Micah Parsons then and pay the man? Like, instead, you gave it to a quarterback that's terrible. You overpaid him. Like, this is why Dallas would never win a Super Bowl as long as Jerry Jones is in charge of them. Is making the decisions on power personnel. They're never going to win a Super Bowl. There's too many bad moves. They're the only team. They're the first team in a long time since the 2020. Was the 2020? No, it's the let's see, 2020 Seahawks that scored average 30 points a game and gave up 30 points a game. So it's a bad fate. And then you got Seattle. They gotten better. They got
Rashid Shaheed from the New Orleans Saints. I think that's a pretty big deal because offensively they're doing fantastic with what they've got right now. Sam Darnold, 6-2. The NFC West, one of the hottest divisions in all of football right now. Shout out to my Niners. They got it done. But the Seahawks are red hot and the Rams are red hot. And this weekend we've got a Rams versus a 49ers showdown. The Seahawks with another weapon. Dude, I hate to say it, but it looks to me like the Seahawks could potentially, and they're our nemesis. It looks like they may be the team to walk away being the division champs here.
I look at it. Their defense is better. Their offense is Sam Darnold is underrated, is overachieve again. But I look at it like this. I think when the better defenses come along, I think Seattle's going to struggle. And having to go, and I really think so.
Well, the Niners did beat them.
But I look at it like this. I think the Niners did not want to spend, and that was the issue right there. You already have so many contracts in there, big contracts. You didn't want to give up a lot for a rental, for most likely a rental and Trey
Hendrickson from the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, they didn't make it happen.
And figure he was only going to be a rental because they weren't going to give him the money. But I thought the best thing for San Fran was to do is I think they should have been halfway buyers and halfway sellers at the deadline. I think they should have took somebody. They should have got somebody to want to take Ayuk's contract and make a deal with it, pay the majority of the contract.
I'd give up Ayuk too. I hear you. I'd give it up too.
I also thought that maybe they should have shopped Christian McCaffrey. I don't think that his health, he's been injured the last couple of years on and off. I think they should have shopped him around and then try to go and see if they can get something for that defense. But I think they should have been more of sellers at this deadline, Dave. I don't think they're close or even winning or contending. I don't think they're close. I just do not think they're that.
You didn't think they'd win this weekend, but they did.
But here's the thing: I don't think they can keep this going all year. I don't think so. I think it's all going to come apart and everything. The injuries are going to finally kick in and everything, and they're going to see it's just another year of dysfunction and injury plague.
Yeah, let's talk about injuries right there. Mikael Williams, our number one draft pick, Drew, tore his ACL. I knew somebody was going to get hurt on the turf where the New York Giants and the Jets play. It's absolutely awful, Drew. Does the NFL need to do something? Do they need to finally act and say that we need to convert all these stadiums to real grass? That's not only his injury. You could see his frustration. He was banging the floor. He was so upset. But that's not the worst injury. To me, the most serious injury, like revolting injury of the weekend, was obviously to what happened to Jaden Daniels, guys. Oh, that's not Jaden Daniels, is it? Oh, I mean, he's skinny, Drew. I knew something was going to happen to Jaden Daniels, man. The boy is he is way too skinny to be in the NFL. But it was a horrible injury. Yes, go ahead.
What did I tell you before this season started? What I thought of Washington.
Oh, you said a lot about Washington.
Did I tell you that there's gonna be a lot of injuries with this team?
Yeah,
and they're gonna take a step back because of it. I didn't expect them to take this much of a step back, but they were gonna be injured. They're too old, and you don't really have the key opponents in that team. What happens? Jalen Daniels is likely out for the year. I will shut him down because your team's most likely going to be out of it in a couple weeks. Your best corner, LaShawn Lattimore, tore his ACL in that game. You also lost Austin Eckler for the year. It's just you don't have your defense is worse than what it was last year. They're a lot worse this year. Their defense was at least 17th or 18th at the end of the year. Oh, the issue is they couldn't stop the run. They were good at other areas, but this defense isn't good at nothing. They gotten worse. The players digress. Offensive line digress. They can't protect Jaden Daniels. McCloy got paid, but he hasn't been healthy at all. Debo Samuel.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Shout out to Debo. I'm surprised that he hasn't been hurt this year. But this horrific injury, Drew, it looks just like Robert Griffin III.
It's the same thing. You kept them in there. Why'd you keep them in there when you guys have done 31 points? You're down 31 points in the fourth quarter. Why'd you keep him in there? He has no business being in that game. You guys are getting blown out and everything. I don't understand why the hell you guys are in this. You guys are in this game, not even in this game. But here's the main thing. Now, I think they're going to be out of it. I think they should have sold off some of the people and everything because this is going to be something that, hey, it was kind of a fluke that you made it to the NFC title game. They kind of figured you out a little bit. Your defense is older. That's the issue. They gotten older.
Oh, I hear you, man.
And that's one of my. So I say, why are you guys assigning older players for? Guys that are likely done and are not getting these much snaps for a reason. And now you're likely out of it. You're going to be out of it in the next 2 or 3 weeks. You're going to be out of it. And you got to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to look at it and, hey, let's shut down Jaden Daniels for the year. Let's figure out a way how to get what we need to get better. And that's what they're going to do. Now, when it comes to the Cowboys, they lost to Arizona yesterday. They didn't even score. They scored 17 points on a 2-5 team at home. Like, a team that scores 30 points, and you could have scored 30 points against the Arizona Cardinals, which tells me this. Dallas, I'm thinking in the next couple weeks, Dallas and Washington could both be out of this playoff race. I just see it like this. Let's look at it like this. The Eagles have the highest strength of victory percentage out of all the teams that have winning records. They got the best strength of victory all the other teams because they beat good teams. They have the second toughest remaining schedule. And they're still probably only protected to lose 2 more games at most. I can only see them probably losing 2 more games at most. But if it goes to what Jalen Hurts said in the locker room after a game, we're not fucking losing anymore. And he said that.
Hey, I want to ask you, Cardinals quarterback Jacoby Brissett is now, even though Kyler Murray is healthy to go, it was announced today, and shout out to everybody from the Bird Gang, our folks in Arizona. He's going to start against the Seahawks. Could they shock it? Could they beat the Seahawks? Look at this. To me, this power rankings for Week 10 is some bullshit. Whoever put this one together. Rams first, come on. Broncos 2. Your Eagles at number 5. That's some BS. But even more BS is the Niners at 15.
I don't think the Rams are the best team in the league. I think Denver wins games by the skin of their teeth.
They can put up a lot of points. I'll give them that.
Detroit just lost to Minnesota at home.
Colts just lost. Colts just lost.
Yeah. We went to Minnesota and beat them.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Packers, too, is extremely overrated. Packers are extremely overrated this year.
Here's the thing. Their offense I think their offense isn't as good as people think it is. I actually think the Eagles are going to win by at least 17 points in Green Bay Monday night.
That's right. Next Monday night. Let's get together after that. We'll do our normal Shoe Shine episode next Monday night after. If you don't mind, we'll do it on Monday night right at fourth quarter or something start. But a lot of good football games this weekend. We're going to do more of that. Thursday night, we'll talk more about that. Salute to everybody that's new in here, that's been casually watching. If you're still here, consider subscribing. I appreciate it.
So I'm looking at a couple of things. Nate, it's going to be Jake Paul, Nate Diaz too.
Is it? That's your prediction?
That's what's happening.
I didn't see that. I thought Netflix rejected Nate Diaz too.
They want, I think it's been talked about, and I think it's going to be official. I don't know yet, but it might be official. Here's the thing. Even if Netflix claimed that they rejected the Nate Diaz fight, it's like this. Jake Paul is running to a brick wall now. That he's eventually going to have to just say, hey, I'm going to have to fight a cruiserweight or a bridgerweight.
Or even Edgar Berlanga, who stepped up to the plate. He's getting in fight shape. That's a dangerous fight. That's a fight where Jake Paul could potentially get knocked out by somebody close to his. I think Berlanga walks around close to 200 off.
Berlanga's already talks to fight somebody.
Yeah, Armando Rosendez.
Gabe Rosado offered to step into it. I don't want to see that. I think it's really time that, Netflix steps up and say, yo, you want this fight on Netflix? You're going to have, we're going to pick your opponent, but it's going to be legitimate. It's going to be a name. It's going to be a cruiserweight.
That would be fantastic if Netflix became the matchmaker, but man, that's not going to happen. They even Rolando Romero made a video throwing his hat, his name in the hat, and he weighs 140 pounds. Well, now he's the welterweight champion, but 147. Drew, on some quick football news, we both have dogs. Some of you guys know on the channel, I just lost my dog. My dog lived to be nearly 18 years old. And when my dog was sick, Drew, I casually joked with my wife. I was like, they clone dogs in Korea. And she's like, okay, we have to go to Korea to clone our dog. I was like, wouldn't that be pretty cool? Well, Tom Brady, part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. My bad, Las Vegas Raiders. It came out today that he actually he is an investor in a company in the U.S. that has successfully cloned dogs. He cloned his dog. His dog right now is the recreation of his dog, and his dog is now 2 years old. So I got to ask you, Drew, there's a lot of things where I trained my dog that just passed away that I wish I wouldn't have spoiled her this way or that way. Like maybe I could have changed my dog's personality if I had just trained her differently. Do you think no matter what happens, if you clone your dog, do you think no matter what, your dog could be if your dog is an asshole, there's nothing you can do. If you clone it, it's going to be an asshole the second time around.
I want to change my dog personality. with a word.
Very well.
And
Bring out
two,
the dog,
I don't-
man. Bring out Dollar.
I don't think I could clone him.
Yeah. Is
Because
that
I
wrong to
still-
clone it?
I still will feel the same way
Yeah.
afterwards. I still will feel fucked up.
Is it your old? Do you look at the dog and you go, "That's my old dog," or do you say it's the new version of my old dog? Like I just don't know. It's weird. And by the way, I wouldn't have changed anything about my old dog too. I know my wife, if she's listening, we loved her. She was a brat, but she was our brat. But anyways, rest in peace to my dog. And yeah, that was some strange news. Tom Brady has his dog cloned, and how long before people were cloned? Wow, Drew, let's get to some boxing news. Couple of big things that are really shocking, and they involve the Canelo world, Ryan Garcia world. But Canelo Alvarez, after his loss, he just had surgery. You were the first person who told me, and I had to verify it, and it's indeed over. The relationship between Canelo Alvarez and his longtime trainer, he's had since 15 years old in Guadalajara, him and Eddie Reynoso have reportedly split ways. And I can only speculate, and this is just straight up speculation, that I think he blames Eddie Reynoso for his loss against Terrence Crawford. What do you think?
I look at it like this: is the decline was coming. There was no adjustment to the decline. He had to change somewhat his style. He had to change it for him to have a chance to win big fights. He had to change who he was in the ring a little bit. And I don't think he was ready. I don't think he could. I don't think he has it anymore to do that. And I look at people like now, man, and I talk to people about this. Canelo needs to retire. I don't think that the way he fights, his gas, he does not really fight the way he fought his last couple of fights. I don't think he should be fighting anymore. You're just not him anymore. You just had too many fights. Some of them were battles, and you had your war scores, and I just think it's time to go away. It's just time to call it a career. You made enough money. Do you want to tarnish your legacy anymore? Do you want to tarnish your legacy? What you got? And I look at it like this. Do you want to lose to this welterweight again? And everything. I wouldn't want another rematch. And now, I look at it in the landscape. How many of these big names does Canelo beat now?
I'm not sure if he beats any of them. And today I'm reading that Dimitri Bivol might want to throw his name in that hat and have his rematch finally. You know, a healthy Dimitri Bivol.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think Canelo went around against Demetrius. This Canelo wins around against Demetrius Bivol. I just don't think so. I think this is going to be a 11-1, 12-1 fight. It's going to be like we all got to look at it like this. I'll blow some, sorry. When you saw that Terrence Crawford fight, I only get Canelo one round, the first round. I didn't think he did anything after that. And like he looked his worst. And he was the younger guy. And he was the guy, and the older guy had more of the gas tank. And I just really think that you match him up with Bevo's going to easily beat him. You match him up with Benavidez, there's a chance Benavidez could stop him. If you match him up with Benavidez could beat him. I think he beats, can he beat like Bruno Sacchi, I think he gets some.
Come on. Now we're stretching. I'm gonna end this rant right here, Drew. Sriracha, trouble Canelo.
Shawashi could give him issues. Shawaz,
I mean, at this point, is Jake Paul gonna give him issues? Shit.
Shawaz would give him issues.
All right, Shiraz, I think you're right. I mean, he's at the peak. He's getting into his peak, and he's going to be a problem for a lot of people.
I just don't think it's the right. I think it's the right move for Canelo to just call it a career.
But he can't because he's still obligated to at least 2 more fights, I believe. I don't know who he's going to train with, Drew. This will be very interesting. I'm going to keep tabs on this. But I am curious. Do you have a guess who he would train with?
Oh man, it's really like
Robert Garcia,
Abel Sanchez.
I think Abel Sanchez is somebody because of what he did with Gennady Golovkin. Oh, Salas, right here.
Salas, Joel Diaz.
Capetillo, strong relationship with Emiliano Vargas. Here, Las Vegas coach Capetillo. Very good friends. In fact, when Canelo comes here early to before a big Las Vegas fight, he usually stops and works out and trains at the Capetillo gym. Maybe it's going to be him, but again, it's all speculation, Drew. Other big story before I get and ask you your pick for this weekend's boxing match. Thank you to all who joined in. If you're watching this on the replay, don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing. This is big news, Drew. Speaking of PEDs, Victor Conti passed away, and I didn't get a chance to say this, but I'm surprised that Tank Davis could stoop so low. Usually you don't disrespect people after dying, but he did say this. Good day in boxing. No more snack for you bastards. That was quite disrespectful. Ryan Garcia, what are your thoughts on that? What I just posted.
Tank Davis is a piece of shit person. I'm sorry, he is. I think you should support that guy. You have a lot of issues supporting the guy with all the shit that fucked up shit he's done. He's clearly a piece of shit person. And that's I'm gonna call it like that. I thank God he didn't want to fight the best and everything. He didn't want to fight the best. He ducked them all. And I think his fans should be ashamed of themselves for supporting someone like that. But we're gonna have another day, another time to talk about that. But the WBC's corrupt system again strikes.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
You lifted the Ryan Garcia ban, and after he takes a humiliating loss from Rolly Romero, you are awarding him a title shot at the welterweight championship. Sudamov, where is your reasoning behind this? I want people to tag that fucking fat cock-sucking piece of shit.
Whoa,
and I want you to ask him, what is his reasoning for awarding Ryan Garcia a title shot? How more corrupted can you be? The dude did not own a title shot.
Well, PBC is complicit a bit because they're going to offer that fight. They think that it's going to make money.
No, it's not. It's not going to make money. It is not going to make money, Dave. Come on, we got to look at it like this. How is it going to make money when the motherfucker just lost to Rolly Romero?
Ryan has not won a fight in 2 years.
And then Barrios should have lost to Manny Pacquiao. What is that? I want a rematch there. I want to see that rematch.
This is just me. I feel like where Mauricio Suleiman, PBC, and Oscar. Again, this is speculation. I think they think Ryan Garcia beats Mario Barrios, and then that they can have a matchup sometime in summer of 2026, midway through the year, of Manny Pacquiao versus Ryan Garcia. They have wanted a fight with 47-year-old Manny Pacquiao for a very long time, and if Ryan Garcia can get a welterweight title, that he gets, not Rolly Romero, but Ryan Garcia gets the opportunity to fight 47-year-old Manny Pacquiao. That's what I think they think is going to happen. Again, there's no justification for Ryan Garcia being ranked as the number one contender for the WBC Mario Lopez's belt. He has not won a fight in 2 years. They lifted the suspension, and what the statement I did read from the WBC was it was annoying to me, Drew, because they're basically saying that they think Ryan Garcia has reformed and he's going to be a fantastic role model for the WBC. Like, you know what I'm saying? That he's going to be a perfect WBC champion, potential champion.
I don't understand that you lifted his suspension. Okay, I understand. Okay, I get that. But how the hell is he up to number one?
The worst of it. Welterweight division went from being the most prestigious division to being, it's like all the great fighters are at 140 right now. Currently, there's so many contenders at 140. It's such a deep list of talented fighters. Then you got 147. Brian Norman is good. Devin Haney, honestly, I don't know if he's a great welterweight. I mean, I really don't think he was that great at 140 pounds. He did win a title, but then you saw what happened. And then you got 154, where all the talent, 140 and 154 have all the talent.
Now to talk about Shakur versus Teofimo being on pay-per-view. Nobody, I wouldn't pay $1 to see that fucking shit. I'm dead ass. Who the fuck would pay to see Teofimo fight Shakur Stevenson? I'm sorry, I wouldn't pay a fucking $1 for that shit.
Well, everything is pay-per-view now. Everything is pay-per-view, so
I wouldn't pay shit for that.
Don't be surprised. Well, guys,
you'd be fucking stupid if you do.
This one, you can cross this one off the list. Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, Chris Eubank Jr., Conor Benn, David Benavidez, Anthony Yarde, Joshua Buatsi versus Zach Parker. That already happened. And then Ben Whitaker. This is pretty much DAZN fights, guys. But this weekend, we have the return of Vergil Ortiz versus Erickson Lubin. Erickson Lubin has fought Charlo. He's fought Fundora. Jesus Ramos Jr. A very good resume.
That's not even selling.
Vergil Ortiz, it's not doing as great as I thought. But here's a tale of the tape. 27 years old, Vergil Ortiz. 30 years old, Erickson Lubin. He has 2 losses. He's lost to Charlo. He lost to Fundora. And in my opinion, he should have got a third loss when he fought Jesus Ramos Jr. Nonetheless, 5'11" and 5'10", the reach, heavy reach for Lubin. Is Lubin washed up at this point?
He's tailor-made for him and everything, but I look at it like this: it's not selling. I don't think people are gonna look at it. This is showing that Boots is a bigger draw than Vergil.
Well, in terms of gate sale, I'm not going to argue with you. In terms of ticket sales, I have seen Vergil Ortiz fight twice. I've seen him fight at the Virgin here in Las Vegas. That sold really well. That's a small theater, 3,000 to 4,000 seats. That was good. Seen him fight, but we also saw him fight at the Bohacek fight, which in my opinion was fight of the year versus Bohacek. That was an incredible fight, but it was nowhere near capacity. In fact, I think the Bohacek fight, he sold more seats here in Las Vegas for that than he is in his home in Texas, where this fight is going to happen this weekend.
You know how many seats are in the Xfinity Mobile Arena now in Philadelphia?
I'm just going to give a guess, 13 to 17,000, somewhere like that, 17,000?
Over 20,000 tickets. Over 23,000 tickets, seats. And Boots has sold it out every time he's been there.
I mean, it matters. It definitely matters. Right. It doesn't help that these fighters are not getting television exposure to all sports fans. It does not help that, boxing doesn't have a television deal where people, just casual sports fans, can watch some of the best fighters the U.S. has to offer. It's not helping the situation at all. That being said, Drew, I'm on DraftKings.com. Vergil Ortiz is a negative 900 favorite to Erickson Lubin, a plus 550 underdog. How does this fight end?
Oh, man. I think Vergil should win this by knockout or stoppage.
Vergil Ortiz by KO, TKO, disqualification is a negative 135.
Yeah.
By decision, plus 165. I feel like, you know what? I really feel like he can't stop him at the very end of this fight. Considering his recent performance against Madrimov. He's
I'm
tough.
going knockout. I'm going stoppage. But I look at it, Boots is going to be there. I think that I think they're at the. They're going to realize. People are asking me who's the A side of that fight. It's Boots Ennis. Like, it's Boots Ennis, man. Like, Oscar can say all he wants that his side is the A side, but they're not. Because here's the thing, Oscar totally has misread a couple of situations when it comes to his fighters, and I think Oscar's been doing that. He's been blinded by ambition, and it's affected his fighters a little bit. And now you got like Ryan Garcia. Hey, I'm just going to get the fuck out of that contract. Ryan Garcia wants to get away from Oscar and everything. Said, I'm on one more fight. I'm going to do the fight, and I'm going. Yeah, you're going to give me the WBC fight. You think I'm going to resign with you? I'm not going to resign with you. But let's look at it like this. It's corruption in boxing has killed it in America. Is part of the reason why American boxing is dead in America. And if you have now, the question is, I want people to, I want people to question Sulimov when he goes on live or something on a Boxing Voice or something. Ask him, how do you come up with the logic of giving Ryan Garcia a number one rank in the division and a title match after lifting his suspension and coming off a loss? Sulimov's going to come up with some bullshit excuse, and then people are going to rebuttal against it, and he's going to be emotional about it. Let's talk about somebody else that's really emotional because she's realizing that
Who are you going to talk about?
she's not a draw like these other females are.
Oh no, I know where you're going with this one.
Using her rapper boyfriend, tell you the truth, you could have picked a better rapper boyfriend than the one you got, because tell you the truth, he hasn't really helped your popularity. Like, and then Carisha goes like this. You keep trying to bring a 48-year-old woman's name and everything that hasn't fought in 20 years, and you keep bringing her up because you want a payday. You want everybody to notice you. But Layla Ali, you even went as much to disrespect her father, which is low. And they say, oh, we got $15 million together. How the hell do you get $15 million together? You can't be trusted if you had to get a whole bunch of people to get it together. Like, look at it like this, Dave. Let's give a couple names. I'm going to give some names out that are women boxers. You can tell me who's the A side. Now, Carisha Shields versus Amanda Serrano. Who's the A side?
Amanda Serrano. Come on, she got the Netflix deal. That's easy.
Now, Carisha Shields, Katie Taylor.
Katie Taylor.
Carisha Shields, Alicia Baumgartner.
That might be a toss-up right there. That might be a 50-50 fight right there, as far in terms of.
Alicia Baumgartner has that because of the MVP deal.
All right, what about Michaela Mayer? If Michaela Mayer, she's climbing up there in weight. She's just won 2 titles at 154.
If we're gonna, here's the thing with Michaela Mayer. Top Rank can have but there's no network, and Carisha's not really with. They can have it on their zone and everything, but it could be a toss up on that one. Natasha Jonas.
Oh, nobody knows who Natasha Jonas is. I'm going with Clarissa on that one, Drew.
Cecilia Brækhus.
Might be 50-50. She's not that well known to American fans, even though she's a legendary fighter. You just about ran out of female athletes that are even worth bringing up, Drew.
Chantel Cameron.
I got Clarissa on that one, Drew.
Like, she's not a lot. She's a B-side to majority of them, is my point. That you would have to go as far as having to go bring a 48-year-old woman that's been retired for 20 years out of retirement. It doesn't solidify you. It makes your legacy worse. And it's a lose-lose for you. People are going to say, you did that. The best fighter you fought was Savannah Marshall. And you wouldn't even, and here's the problem with that, Dave. She wasn't the ace side of that fight. This fight was in the UK. She made the less money. Her venues, her fights, no one gives a fuck about her fights. They don't. That's why she's doing all this and everything. And then you try to say, your accomplishments are tainted because of the divisions you want them in. If you want them in those low weight classes, you are pound for pound number one. You are one of the greatest of all time. But you want them in divisions that don't have many fighters in it. And the majority of them are under 500 records. These women's down there are higher on the pound for pound list because they are well-known fighters down there. They are great fighters down there. And these women fought them. And won. Katie Taylor arguably beat Savannah, has 3 victories over Savannah Serrano, even though the first 2, I believe she didn't beat Serrano. She was gifted decisions, but the third one, I think she decisively won that fight. You could say she won that fight. I thought Serrano padded up by a round. It was a close fight. Amanda Serrano, 8th division champion, undisputed champion. Allow the titles that you were giving them. And you fought someone that didn't really do shit in the division. Carisha is just making an ass out of herself. And fans, if I looked on Twitter or X, it looks like that fans are starting to turn on her. Her fans are starting to turn on her.
If she has fans? Drew, let me ask you something. Let me switch because I got to get going. I appreciate you hopping on here. I got to ask you something. This is Pop World, Football World. Cardi B came out and had her baby daddy Diggs rub her belly for everyone to see the other night on NFL football. He has 3 other women currently pregnant.
That's my boy.
Yeah. She's one of 4 current women currently pregnant by NFL wide receiver. What's his name again? Diggs?
Stefon Diggs.
Stefon Diggs. Yeah. I was watching his brother play the other day. His brother plays too. She crazy? She's crazy, right?
Yeah.
You want to talk about Clarissa's crazy dating a rapper? What is she doing?
There's multiple guys that said that her BBL stink. That they get an odor. Even the security, her security said that
her BBL stinks.
That that he had to back away because of BBL stinks.
Oh my God, I didn't see that. Please send me the article that said her BBL
Even
stink.
Stephon Diggs said it fucking stinks.
Oh my God, even Stephon said she stinks.
Like, let's look at it like this. She used to be a stripper.
Right.
You know, like, wait, I look at a lot of shit. I tell you the truth. I'd rather hit Ice Spice than her. I think Doja Cat's a hell of a lot sexier than her.
There you guys have it.
And everything.
Drew's list of current female MCs.
Like, you know, like, I don't know, but I told people I don't think I can hit Cardi B. I just don't think I can do it. I think Doja Cat, Megan Thee Stallion, I can do. But you know, like, I don't know. People, I heard a laugh in the background, Dave. By the way, but I look at a lot of things, man, and you gotta know what you gotta pick the right people to get you over. And like, to me, someone asked me, Drew, can I use you to help get me over? And I told them, absolutely fucking not.
Oh damn!
Because you're ruining my fucking image at the end of the day. I told people, you ruin my fucking image. You don't deserve to use me to get yourself over. Like, Jesus.
That's all we got for you guys tonight. We'll be back on the air Thursday night. Don't miss Tailgate Talk right after some Thursday night football. David the 702, Philly Irish Drew Evo. Until next time, peace.